Uh, Sholademi Damilola, a technical director of Nigeria Archery Federation, is joining us on the show tonight to tell us the details, the plans they have for 2026. Good evening. It's great to have you join us on the show tonight.
Good evening. It's good to be here. How is everyone doing?
Oh, we're fine. We're fantastic. Okay. Archery is a sport that it's been growing over the years in Nigeria. At first, when the first time I heard about it, I mean, it's been a long time, but then it wasn't really that active. But the past 4 years, I mean, we've been talking about archery, like we're talking about basketball or volleyball or handball and every other sport. And just last year, of course, history was made when when Nigerian players that went, Nigerians that went for the African Championship came back with silver, and that was a moment that most of us celebrated. For this year, what are the plans for this year and the kind of programs that the Federation will be setting up?
All right, thank you very much. And yes, last year we were in internationally. We were in Cote d'Ivoire last year. We're also in Abidjan earlier than Cote d'Ivoire, which is the same place anyway. So we won some silver medals. However, it's good to note that the first time Nigeria will be winning medals on the international stage was in 2022 in South Africa, where we won 2 silver medals. We finished with the team and mixed team, male team and the mixed team. And afterwards, we've always been winning medals at every national African championships ever since. So last year was an addition to our medal stash. So with that being said, the Federation has a series of events lined up, but beyond that, we also have a series of developmental events, which I would also outline. Then, in addition to that, we also have the club component for events, because in the development of archery in Nigeria, it's important to note that everything cannot be weighed totally on the Federation. We have the part where we allow clubs to develop grassroots sports, their own grassroots components, and also have grassroots competitions that are of international standards. So I'll come to that shortly. So for the Federation itself, in March, there will be a national championship holding in Abuja. And this will also serve as one. So we would have the beginners category, where we would have those who have never competed before. We intend to shoot at a very short distance. Then we also have where we have the elites shooting at distances of 50, 60, and 70 meters. That's for the national competition coming up in March. So within that competition, there would also be technical trainings. We'll be getting aid and support from World Archery Federation. They would have trainings for who would be judges, who would be coaches or instructors as well, so as to develop local capacity in the area of training for Nigerian athletes. It's one thing to be able to shoot well. It's another thing to also understand the technical components of archery. It's just like, for instance, football that everybody is conversant with. You might be an excellent dribbler, but if you do not know what the rules are, you end up getting a red card while playing. So we need to develop that technical component of our archers within the country. Further down the line, we have a series of clubs that will be coming up with their own competition. We have a Shooters Club in Abuja. They have a competition coming up. We have Archery Club. They have a competition coming up. We also have Zen Archery Club. They have a competition coming up. But sometime by middle of the year, we will be having another installation of the African Archery Championship, where all events prior to the middle of the year would help us select the best athletes, the top-rated athletes that will be ready to represent the country by middle of the year. And so afterwards, we also have a series of other events and trainings coming up, lined up later after the African Archery Championship by middle of the year. Thanks.
Seems to be a loaded package from now till middle of the year. When you mean middle of the year,
Yes,
between June, July, that's when the African Championship is taking place, right?
Yes, July. Okay. Specifically July is happening in Algeria, North Africa. Yes, sir.
Okay. Austin, I know you got some questions for him, right?
Yeah, I must say I'm really proud of the work the Archery Federation seems to be doing. Well done. You know, this is the sort of visibility you need to put out there, and education to ensure that our persons understand the sport. But you see, this is not football, it's not basketball, it's not athletics. Tell me the level of the amount of work you're putting into programs to enlighten the public, understanding the technicalities, and, you know, pumping the general public interest for archery?
Oh, thank you very much. Archery is very much different from football and every other sport. However, in almost every culture in Nigeria, we have some form of archery, ranging from local hunters to warriors and so on and so forth. So somewhere in the background, people have like very basic knowledge of archery as a sport, as though it exists. However, one of the things we've done in the last since 2020 has been myself and a group of other archers. What we've done is, one, we've gone into the social media space, which is where the next generation, or should I say, those that are at the top of things, that's where they belong to now. So we've gone into social media spaces on Instagram, on X, and so on and so forth, to showcase archery as a sport, not just as a boring sport, but to show that there's also glamour in it. Because truth be told, some people want to do archery to look good, some want to do it to compete, some want to do it to, like, I have friends who do it just because it's a form of therapy for them. So we went into social media space to show people how archery can be useful for you, irrespective of whatever stage you are in life. You don't have to be super athletic to enjoy archery. So that was what we did. We also had a lot of TV and radio interviews too, to let people see what archery can be done. In the club I belong to in Abuja, Archery Club, we have grassroots programs in different schools where we go to these schools and we teach archery. So there are lots of schools. I don't want to mention any school in Abuja, but there are lots of schools in Abuja that have archery program. And we are trying to mirror what other successful countries like US and England have done with their archery program. So what they've done is they've gone to the grassroots and they've gotten children engaged in archery from the age of 7, 8, 9, 10. So once you have people at that age and you let them grow through the sports, by the time they age into the senior category, which starts from age 21, you end up having the best of the best. Like, I compete globally with people who have been shooting since they were 6, 7. You know, so most archers in Nigeria are starting relatively late, but to prevent that, we've gone into schools and we are starting the grassroots program. And
very important.
Importantly, we are doing lots of social media sensitization. And for our competitions, the last 4 competitions we've been having, we've ensured it's had sufficient press coverage. You know, we've shared it to people for people to see, look, archery is cool. It's an interesting sport.
I agree. I agree. You guys have done well in putting it out there. We got to run now. Tell me, what are the plans for the Olympics in 2028?
So for the Olympics in 2028, the pathway for the Olympics in 2028 would all happen in 2027. The World Archery has a program listed up. There are like 3 or 4 events that if you participate in those events, if you have the minimum qualification scores for those events, then you will qualify for the Olympics. On the part of the Nigerian archers, one, we are working towards improving ourselves to be able to shoot the minimum qualification scores. So for that, we are preparing to attend 3 different competitions next year, which will be the African Archery Championship, World Cup, the Archery World Cup, and some other regional archery championships. So those are the 3 targets for next year. But between now and next year, we are heavily involved in capacity development for archers, so as to make sure that by the time they are competing next year, they will be in great shape to compete.
Sounds good. Thank you so much. Technical Director, Nigeria Archery Federation, Sholademi Damilola. Thanks so much for your time, and all the best with the good work you're doing.
Thank you very much. Yeah, bye.
Awesome. That's it. Archery development and management in Nigeria getting our attention. Bulu Money, we've said it time and time again that, look, Nigeria is too blessed with human talents that will just be talking football, basketball, and athletics. Archery is trying to get into that conversation.
First of all, I like how everyone in different sports find a way to link it to our daily lives. Bring any sport today, they will tell you how it is linked. His own brought it to hunting and everything. But I've been following the Olympics for at least a very long time, and archery is one of my favorite sports there. It brings a different feel entirely. I'm always amazed at the magic of Sometimes they shoot the arrow up and it goes to a direct place in front of you. It takes technique, it requires concentration, it requires a whole lot to be in the sport of archery. So being in Nigeria, it's a different game entirely. It requires a lot, but we've said it a million times. Bring anything to Nigeria today. Give us a week or two, you'll see people start competing. It means we just want to do something. When you guys are in these offices, think about the Nigerians, think about grass. When we talk about grass, we are not just talking about children. Those in the locals, they are the ones that are ready to give everything for all these sports.
Yeah.
I like that they are going around, they are going everywhere. But we need more people to know about archery. People know about hunting, people don't know about archery. So we need everyone involved one way or the other. You will be surprised at the people you will see that would love to compete in archery. And who knows, may I keep saying it, the next best thing in the Olympics and the likes may be in Nigeria. But we are too focused on only football to think that's the only sport we can do.
Perfect way to wrap it up. And I love the fact that in March, where they'll be having the national championship, everyone, if you're a beginner, if you don't even know how to hold the bow and arrow, just go there and then they will teach you, because newcomers are actually welcome. New interests are welcome. That's the good thing about the first championship they have in the year, which is in March. And hopefully that will go well. And the fact that they're training coaches, the technical components for them to understand judges and all of them. So if you're interested, you can just pick up the sports. There's no age limit actually in this one, especially when you're going to the Olympics. So maybe at 38 you can just be an Olympian. Who knows?